Hi guys, this is day 2 of my 30-day video challenge, and let's jump in with the question today. The question is, if you have drip tubing going into your high tunnel, how have you installed it? What is the entry point? Is it over or under the baseboard or something else? I never thought about it before. Well, installing drip tape and just water in general is kind of something you need to think about. One of the huge issues we see with a lot of farmers is they don't put enough water on their crops, and they're limiting their yields mainly because of that. So I'm going to go ahead and diagram here quickly on the board how I recommend setting up your high tunnel for drip tape. So let's go ahead here and get a little bit more of this showing. So let's go ahead and lay out a high tunnel here. So let's say this is the high tunnel, like that. We've got this is our end that we're going to be accessing more. So we do main. All right, your door there, big doors you can get in and out. So let's think about this. If you got your main end, you want to be able to walk in and quickly and easily control everything that's going on in your high tunnel. So when we're bringing in water, and normally we're bringing water and power to our tunnels, usually under the frost line. So where we were in New York, that was 4 feet down. In Canada, it can be 5-6 feet. Down where we are now, it's 2 to 3 feet. So we'll bring that in. Let's say bring it in from here. Bringing in electric and power in the same trench, but they're on opposite sides of the trench, usually about 2 feet apart. So the power is coming in here, and the power board is going to be right in this corner normally. We normally put the power board as close as we can to the corner, just kind of separate it. And then our water actually usually goes right past it, and we bring our hydrant up right inside the corner here. And the reason for that is so that you can usually just reach right inside and shut it off very easily. Normally, you only get into this power panel if you have an issue or something going wrong, but the water you're accessing a lot more frequently. So our frost-free hydrant's right here. And then from our frost-free hydrant, we're going to have a looper cable, so usually a short piece of hose with a quick connect on one end. That's going to loop over to our board. So then we're going to put a manifold board right there where all our different water is going to come off of. So let's think about what we're going to use water for in the tunnel. So the first thing is going to be drip tape, but then we also might need it for fertigation. Now fertigation is when you're trying to put nutrients into that water. So usually using a dosatron or like a siphon jet or a Mozzie or something, which is going to inject that water. Usually it's only through drip, but I have seen it go through overhead as well. Then we're also going to have overhead water. We're also going to have a hose bib as well, just in case you want to hook up a hose and spot water, or you need to do something like, use some tripods or something to water spots, or have a hose bib or two. Bib. So there you go. So all that is going to take place on this manifold there. Normally how I set a manifold board up, and you can set it up a number of different ways. But let's just this is the board. So that looper cable is going to come in here at the top of your manifold. So your manifold will be here. And then coming off that manifold, first I usually do the hose bib. And then I would do my other things as well. But here's the thing. If you're going to be doing injection, you probably want to go down like this. And so have a valve right here and your injection right here. So if you want to, any one of these other things, like for your overhead or your drip irrigation, you want to be able to inject fertilizer there. You can turn this valve off, turn these valves on, and then it's basically putting that nutrients into the water going into your drip or your overhead. So that's something we usually do. We try to have clean water and a backflow preventer here so that no fertilizer is getting back into that irrigation and back into the main water there. All right, so you've got that set up. So then how do we come off this and make sure we get to where we need to be in the greenhouse? So one of the tricks of the trade we've done is we'll actually, so this is our drip. So our drip will come off, and I've seen people, they run it and then they just have a manifold right here the drip tape just comes off of. Well, the problem is that this is the main end that you're coming in, you're always tripping on that. So what we've gone to do is just come off there, run and line the entire length of the greenhouse, usually in the trench along the side. Then we put our blue board in and we put our drain in, and then pop up right here. So that this is the manifold that is going to have all the drip tape come off. And so at this end, you can walk right down the rows, not tripping over anything. So then your drip tape would just come off there, down there. So if we're going to then also have our overhead usually goes right off that board and then right up into the rafters and then just fans out from there. Usually on the first cross truss, we just run our main manifold and usually have one irrigation running down each side of that. And so then that kind of looks like, you know, you've got your first bow right about there, you got your crossbar, and then that irrigation would run up and run off that, and you'd have one going here, one going there with your little sprinklers. Usually every 4 to 6 feet, depending on the size of the greenhouse and the size of the sprinkler head. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And don't know what tomorrow's question is going to be, but looking forward to figuring it out. And like, share, comment, and hope you enjoyed this. All right, see you tomorrow.